this guy cannot get away with being this ignorant and gaslighting and lying. He's not going to be able to get away with it. And it's detrimental to our country.
You've been talking on your show about whether Trump is the Antichrist.
I have not said that.
On your show, the day after Easter, you noted,
here's a leader who's mocking the gods of his ancestors, mocking the God of gods, and exalting himself above them. Could this be the Antichrist?
I actually did not say, could this be the Antichrist?
If you're looking for a bourbon that's good, tastes good, whatever. If it's your speed, go ahead and go verdictbourbon.com. If it's not your speed, just go on. Scan code is right here. I'm trying to get my finger right. There you go, right there. Scan code is right there. Go look at the reviews and you tell me if it's the best bourbon you've ever gotten. All right, let's get to this first interview. Tucker Carlson had the most insane interview that I've ever seen. I want to let it go. I don't want to talk about it. But like at some point, we can't just let this go. Somebody who's bashing the president of the United States, a person who's just bastardizing the Holy Bible, just making up stuff and never is held accountable. If y'all would let me get away with this, I wouldn't say nothing. But this guy cannot get away with being this ignorant and gaslighting and lying. He's not going to be able to get away with it. And it's detrimental to our country. Let's play it. The craziest interview I've ever seen. Roll it.
Instead, there were a lot of cowardly people, as there always are, and Trump engenders cowardice in the people around him through intimidation. And there is a kind of quality that he has that's spellbinding, and I think it probably literally is a spell. And the effect is to weaken people around him and make them more compliant and more confused. And I've experienced this myself. You spend a day with Trump and sort of like you're in this kind of dreamland. It's like smoking hash or something. It's interesting, very interesting. And there may be a supernatural component to it. I'm not a theologian, but it's real. And anyone who's been around him can tell you.
It's supernatural, but somehow Bibi Netanyahu is exempt from the supernatural. And Dana White. So Dana White is hypnotized by Donald Trump. Yeah, ask Dana White, is he somehow allured into this hypnotizing spell of the Donald Trump? Just stupid. And here are 3 more clips that's going to blow your mind. Roll it.
you've been talking on your show about whether Trump is the Antichrist.
I have not said that.
On your show, the day after Easter, you noted he did not put his hand on the Bible during his swearing-in ceremony as president. You said, and I'm quoting, maybe he didn't put his hand on the Bible because he affirmatively rejects what's inside that book. And then on a recent show, you went further saying, here's a leader who's mocking the gods of his ancestors, mocking the God of gods and exalting himself above them. Could this be the Antichrist?
I actually did not say, could this be the Antichrist?
Here's a leader who's mocking the gods of his ancestors, mocking the God of gods, and exalting himself above them. Could this be the Antichrist? Well, who knows?
I don't know where that comes from, but I know that those words never left my lips because I'm not sure I fully understand what the Antichrist is. If there's just one, I actually tried to understand it. I may have said some are asking that. I'm not weighing in on that because I don't understand it.
Y'all know y'all be eating me up if I did that. He don't know what the Antichrist is. Before you accuse the president of the United States of America, somebody whom we all have voted for, that, to be honest, if we didn't have Donald Trump in office, we'll lose our country a long time ago, and you said that he's the Antichrist and somehow you either don't remember or you're lying, before you make a suggestion like that, you think you would know what the Antichrist is, right? So you don't know what the Antichrist is and you claiming you never said it. Which one is it, bruh? Here go. I think I got 2 other clips, and then we're going to move on. Here's about Nick Fuentes. Roll it.
Who do you think
No,
is
hold on.
more...
I want 104. If we can jump to 104 real quick. Then we're going to go to
JD
Nick Fuentes, because this one is just as crazy as the rest of them. Roll it.
Subject to, this is well known, but I'll just confirm it, nonstop treachery from people on the neoconservative side.
Who are these people?
Around Marco Rubio. And they have been totally against J.D. Vance from the very beginning.
Who do you mean specifically?
You know, I don't know is the real answer. I don't know.
You're accusing people of treachery, so I'm wondering.
Well, I know there's been a lot of treachery for sure, and I know they were so mad about JD getting that job. I mean,
who's they? Within the White House?
I don't know the answer to that. I've never worked there, so like if you don't work there, you can say you can say what you think you know, but it's hard to really know.
This is me looking skeptical.
Yeah, well, no, but it's me being honest. Like I don't really know.
Then why are you out here saying it then? I don't really know who I'm talking about. They don't say it. 2 more clips. And this is one more clip, and this is one about Nick Fuentes, which is just as insane as the rest of them. And I encourage y'all, don't just listen to me, bruh. Go watch it for yourself. We'll link it. The New York Times interview, we'll link it for you to watch. It's an hour and 50 minutes. I watched half. My wife watched the full, and she said it's even crazier than this. Half of it that I watched, I earmarked like or put a marker at like 20 or 30 places in the first hour of just contradictions and ridiculousness. But I can't show it all here because it'll take too long. So here's the last clip that I'm going to show. Y'all go watch it for yourself and see how crazy this is. One of the reasons I reiterate this, that I'm so mad about this, is because if I ever did this, y'all would not forgive me and unfollow me. So why don't he get the same treatment as I'd get if I was on here looking this stupid on an interview? Here's the last clip.
Who do you think is more morally repulsive, Ted Cruz or
Who
Nick
do you
Fuentes?
think is more morally repulsive?
Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is a sitting U.S. senator who has called for the killing of people who did nothing wrong, whole populations who advocated for this war. Nick Fuentes is like a kid. He's like 26 or 7. He has no power except his words. Here you have a public official who we pay, who has actual power, who's voting for things, who's making policy decisions, and those decisions would include, in fact, they are focused on the murder of people who did nothing wrong. And yet no one...
The murder of people who did nothing wrong. You would ask yourself a question, what could he be talking about? Are you talking about after October the 7th? When Israel went into Gaza to get their people who were kidnapped and murdered. Many of them didn't come back because they were murdered. Women and children. The videotapes of them beheading people and all that. You're saying they're going to intentionally kill innocent people? Let me just say this. You put Ted Cruz and Nick Fuentes on the same level because you interviewed both of them. You gave them the same amount of gravity by having both of them on your show. So how are you acting like one is more powerful than the other, but you felt like that they both must have been at least equal enough to interview him? How does this guy get away with this? You know, Nick Fuentes is more dangerous than Ted Cruz, in my personal opinion. Ted Cruz has never said the Holocaust was fake. Ted Cruz has never said he loved Hitler and he was a cool guy. Ted Cruz has never said that he loved Joseph Stalin. This dude is speaking to a generation of young people, making it okay to be racist, making it okay to celebrate genocide. But Ted Cruz, one senator who cannot make all the decisions in the Senate because you have to vote, nothing that he can do unilaterally can make a difference without everybody else on the Senate. And you're saying he's more dangerous. Tell me who get more views on social media and who's more popular. Okay. Nick Fuentes probably gets hundreds of millions of views a week. You telling me young people are not paying attention to Nick Fuentes? Okay. That's why you interviewed him. That's right. All right.